Ed in Central Kansas asks, how can Catholics claim the primacy of Peter when he says he's just an elder?
That's right. Yes. So this comes from Peter's letters where he talks about he's a presbyteroi. But the fact that he calls himself a presbyteroi in no way takes away from the fact that he's an apostle, right? So just because he calls himself with a rank, you might say, that's lower than the episcope, which we call the episcopo, which is the office of the episcopos, or the bishop, which was the office of the apostle, right? Just because he refers to himself in a lower rank, no way takes away from the fact that he enjoys a higher rank. If we were to follow this logic, Si, we would have to say just because he calls himself a presbyteroi or a presbyter, well, then we would have to conclude, I guess he's not an apostle. But that's absurd, because obviously he is an apostle, which we know is an institutional office known as, which the Greek word referring to it is episcope, according to Acts 1:20. That's the Greek word used for the apostleship of Judas, or the office of Judas. So just because he refers to himself as a lower rank doesn't necessarily mean he's not of a higher rank, because in fact he is a presbyteroi, inasmuch as he is an apostle or an episcopos, a bishop, right? He is a presbyter. All bishops are presbyters. All bishops are priests. They have the functions of the ministerial priests. They just possess it in full. Not every priest is a bishop, but every bishop is a priest. So it's perfectly adequate for St. Peter to refer to himself as a presbyter. I mean, even St. Paul in various passages in the Bible, unfortunately the citations are not coming to me right now, but Paul himself would refer to himself as a diakonos, right, or a deacon or a servant. But that in no way takes away from the fact that he is an apostle. Just because he refers to himself as a deacon doesn't mean he's only a deacon. So it's just, we would say in philosophy, it's a non sequitur. It doesn't follow. The conclusion, Peter is not the Pope or Peter is not a bishop, doesn't follow from the premise he refers to himself as a presbyter.
Amen. Thank you very much for that question, Ed, from Facebook.